Hey, it's Liam Killen with a brand spanking new update for you. Arturia has just today added a bunch of really interesting updates to Pigments. It's now called Pigments 3.0. I'm fortunate enough to be one of the first people to have gotten my hands onto this software. Pretty happy about it. If I was to describe it in one word, it would be thick. They've added a bunch of new features as well as engines that really help layer your instruments. So instead of having to add a whole new instrument track to, let's say, a synth lead, you're very easily able to do that within Pigments itself with power to spare. We'll be getting into these new features with an emphasis on how they sound, presets, all that good stuff. LK, Arturia, we're gonna smash it. The very first thing that I'll mention is the in-app tutorials that are available in a lot of Arturia's later synths, like the V8 collection. I mean, don't quote me on that, but the later synths that I've checked out, a lot of them do have tutorials, so I'm assuming that they all do. The June 6 V's got it, another amazing synth from Arturia. To get there, you just click on this little gear, and then tutorials. This is so useful just to learn about pigments or just general synthesis. There's so many ins and outs and they really go into detail. For example, if I click on Sampler Engine, there's 102 tabs to learn from. Very important feature, it's helped me already and it will continue to help me a bunch. If we take a look at our engines here, there's 4 options to choose from. There's analog, wavetable, sample, and harmonic, which is a new addition. You can implement up to 3 engines at once to really thicken up your sounds, which also includes the utility engine, another new feature. We'll get into that in a bit. I've chosen a random preset to start with. Let's solo the Harmonic Engine and see what we can do. All of the changes I just made there were within the Harmonic Engine, so this is like the tip of the iceberg and gives you an idea of the depth of this synth. The utility engine. Here's a good place to add a sub oscillator along with your others. Thicken and add some low end to your pads, for example. Let's hear that in the context of the track. You can also just use this engine as a second or third oscillator over top of a lead, let's say. Maybe by tuning up. Another thing that's sort of in with the kids these days is adding straight up noise to your tracks, which I do a lot actually. That's something you could do within the utility engine. There's an option of 2 different noises with a bunch of stock options to choose from. Let's choose texture, grains of $18.99. Let's try this. Yeesh. Burning vinyl? Filters, the next thing we'll check out are these 2 filters right here, which include some interesting routing as a new feature. There's also a brand new Jupiter 8 low pass filter option. I've actually gone ahead and automated this filter over the chords in this track. If you put this filter routing knob down the middle, you're actually able to use both of these at the same time. A lot more depth control and thick. Pigments includes 2 new effects. There's the Chorus June 6, which Arturia offers as an individual plugin as well. Here's a video on that, as well as the BL20 Flanger, which is another effects plugin that Arturia offers individually. There's another video. All of this is linked in the description, by the way. So these are 2 brand new effects that are built into Pigments 3.0. There's another complex effects tab right here with 3 buses, effects A, effects B, as well as aux. Each of them with 3 effect slots. Realizing more and more that this synth is pretty much DAW within itself. This would not be a legit walkthrough without hearing at least a few presets. I use presets as a starting point all the time, and there's a bunch of great places to start from here. Sick. Ooh, pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that if I'm using bass with Pigments 3.0, I'm going to turn on the utility engine, turn on this oscillator here, and turn chorus down to -12 to add a nice little sub beneath that bass. This isn't really a drum synth, but I put together a beat just using Pigments 3.0. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's not the vibe. Not really my drum steezy, but there's some drum sounds in there, very FME sounding. There's a lot going on here, and I've sort of just thrown it at you all at once. So let me recap some of Pigments 3.0's new features. If there's anything about the synth that you're unsure about, or just synthesis in general, there's a tutorial section in the synth. There's one new additional engine, the Harmonic Engine, for even more sonic possibilities. There's also a 3rd utility engine, a sub-oscillator which includes 2 additional slots for adding straight up noise to your waves, new and improved filter routing, as well as a new Jupiter 8 V4 low pass filter. 2 new effects, Chorus June 6, as well as BL20 Flanger. Arturia also offers those effects as individual plugins, which I've covered. Link in description. Smash the subscribe button because it makes me happy. I put out video content on a weekly basis, and it'd be great if you guys could hop on board. If you feel like this video was of value to you, consider giving it a thumbs up or sharing it. You guys are unstoppably beautiful. See you soon.